Hi, James.
Heard. Now begin a general roll call. Stations with or without traffic or announcements. First letter suffix A, B, or C. Please call now. First letter suffix D, E, and F. There is NL7FJ, Rich in West Springfield. Good evening, Phil. Good evening to the net. Out this evening, welcoming NL7FJ. Good evening to Rich. Next call group is first letter suffix GH and I. Here is Whiskey 1, Hotel Yankee November, Jeff in South Hadley, on commercial power, no traffic. Good evening, Phil, and good evening, everyone. Foxtrot Delta Charlie for the info net. Taking check-ins. First letter suffix JK and L.
This is Kilo Delta 1 Kilo Uniform. Ken, Chicopee, commercial power, negative traffic. Good evening, Phil. Good evening to all.
This is the W1 TOM repeater, TL127.3.
Here is Whiskey 1 Juliet Zulu Romeo. Gary, here is Holyoke. Battery powered in the kitchen. 2-meter side, of course, and no traffic to report. Good evening, Phil, and good evening to all.
Here is AA1K and W Mobile. Name here is Greg, Golf Radio Echo Golf, and I'm mobiling in my hometown of South Windsor, Connecticut. Good evening there, Phil, and I have no traffic.
Welcome, Ken, KD1, KU, W1JZR has joined us also, Gary. And hello to Greg, a little early in the day to be hearing you out there mobile. KC1YOU. Yeah, YUO. Told you, that was partially my old call. You're supposed to check in on the last call group, where I say check-ins, last letter suffix, BW, X, Y, and Z. So keep that in mind, Sean. I've got you down as a question. We'll go back to you after we finish check-ins. This is N1 FDC, November 1 Foxtrot Delta Charlie taking check-ins for the InfoNet. The first letter suffix, M, N, and O.
Here is Kilo Charlie 1 Oscar Victor Romeo Dave, Southampton, commercial power. I have no traffic. Good evening, Phil, and good evening to the net.
You ready? You Charlie 1 Oscar November Alpha, flying in Wolverhampton, commercial power, no traffic.
Some more folks joining in for the RLX, hopefully welcoming KC1 OVR. Good evening today. Next call group is first letter suffix PQ&R. Here is November 1, Papa Victor X-Ray, Stephen Westfield. Good evening all, no traffic. Then 1, PVX. Next call group is first letter suffix, ST and U.
Is Kilo Charlie 1 Uniform Hotel India, Lou in Westfield. Good evening, Phil. Good evening to the net.
Good evening, all man. This is ID.
Here is Kilo Charlie 1, Sierra Zulu Papa, KC1 SZP, Stephen Brimfield, Commercial Power, no traffic. Good evening, Phil, and everybody on the net tonight.
Yeah, this is good evening, everybody. This is ID 1 from Kilo 31, Single Victor Juliet, Bob, and Jacob AWR 4050.
Welcome to KC1 UHI. Hello, Steve out there in Brookfield. We're joined by KC1 SZP. Okay, last call group is first letter suffix VW, X, Y, and Z.
This is WA1WZY, Craig Blandford, Commercial Power, no traffic. Good evening to the net.
This is Kilo Charlie 1, Yankee November, Greg in South Hadley. Good evening, everybody.
Welcome, WA1, WZY. What's the name there? My pen wasn't working fast enough.
Yeah, name here is Craig, Phil.
Hey, thanks for joining us this evening again. Okay, and Greg, KC1, YNN has also joined us. All right, go to the top of the list. Actually, we're going to have one more call here. Anyone like to join Alpha through Zulu? Please call now, and then we've got a question. Happy to take a question for the net. KC1YU. Oh, KC1YU. Oh, got it right that time. Over to you, Sean. Oh, what do you have for the net? Over to you. Plenty of folks to answer questions around, so don't be shy about asking. I'd rather ask one than be wrong about something. Is there any further business for this net? Are there any late check-ins out for through Zulu? Call now. Get a little bit of action going on this net. One last call. Questions, comments, late check-ins, Alpha through Zulu. Being heard. Oh, thank you all for checking in. This has been a regular session of the MTA area information net, which is held every Wednesday, beginning at 7:30 p.m. This time we wish to thank you all for checking in to the W1TOM repeater system. The area asks, if you use our repeaters, please support MTA area. Keeps things on the air. Membership is important. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie, turn the repeater back to normal use. Stay tuned for the SwapNet, then the ever-popular N1RLX Emergency Simplex Net. We'll be back for the SwapNet in about a minute. Close enough. Does anyone need to use the repeater?
This is the W1TOM repeater, CL127.3.
They heard. Good evening once more, and welcome to the MTARA SwapNet. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie, NCS for the evening. Our net is held every Wednesday. Or after the information net. The purpose of this net is to help amateurs buy, swap, and sell ham radio and related items, as well as computers and computer-related items. SwapNet has two simple rules. No bargaining is allowed on the airwaves. However, it may state an asking price and give a brief description of each item. Please give a phone number or someone who can be reached after the net. At this time, are there any licensed amateurs on frequency with an item for sale, swap, or something you're looking for? Please call now.
Here is KA1 KNW Mobile.
Recognizes KA1 KNW. What do you have this evening, Greg? Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you there, Phil. I have a quantity of two. Of course, you don't have to buy them both, but I just have two of them in stock. I have two RCI 2995 10 and 12 meter base stations. It's a 2995DX, which means it's 10 and 12 meters. There is something wrong with both of them. I noticed that one of them has, it looks like somebody jumped out the on and off switch. I don't know if that was something for the way they were using it, or maybe the switch went bad. However, the radios are cosmetically perfect. They come in a box. They come in the box they came in, and they're in good shape cosmetically. I took the covers off to look inside to make sure there was no hack job going on. There wasn't. They look nice and clean inside. However, they both don't work. They turn on, but I don't believe there's any power going out. I would repair these radios myself, but I can't stand them. I hate these radios, so I figured I'd offer them for a nice cheap price as a technician special. Somebody can buy them relatively cheaply and either send them out to be fixed or fix them themselves, and they can have a nice base station, or they can turn around and make some money on it. I'm asking $150 each, $150 each. So that's the story there. I don't think there's microphones with them. They take a regular RCI hand mic, and I didn't see any in the box. Doesn't mean they're not there. I just didn't see any in the box. So I want them out of my house. They're taking up an awful lot of room because those boxes are huge. I just looked these radios up on the internet, and they're going for $700 brand new, $700 a pop. So they are a beautiful looking radio, and I think for $1.50 a piece, you can certainly either fix them yourself, have a nice base station, or make a quick buck on it. Either way, I'm happy with it. As long as they come out of my house, I'm happy with them. Anyways, $150 a piece. RCI 2995DX. I can be reached at 860-490-3848. I'll repeat that number one more time. That's area code 860-490-3848. Now, when I'm moving in the car, I usually either don't hear the phone ringing or I don't answer it because I don't answer it with a moving car. However, you're more than free to leave a message and I'll call you right back. Anyway, so there's tonight's offering. It's a good deal, I think. KA1KNW. Back to you there, Phil.
KA1KNW, that's a very good deal, especially if someone likes to tinker. Okay, power, that they both power up, no transmit, so that could be, who knows. Anyway, yeah, good prices on those, though. You can send them out to get repaired. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie, Net Control. Any questions for Greg? Call KA1KNW direct. This is N1FDC NCS. Good luck moving those along. Hopefully someone will contact you. Are there any other listings for the SwapNet? Call N1FDC. Nothing heard. Okay, this has been a regular session of the MTARA SwapNet, which is held every Wednesday after the information net. Just wish to thank you all for checking into the W1 TOM repeater system. Stay tuned for the N1RLX, the emergency simplex net. We'll be doing that once again in about a minute. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie. My name is still Phil as Net Control Station 4. The N1RLX Emergency Simplex Net. That means every Wednesday after the swap net that moves to a Simplex frequency 146.55. The N1RLX Emergency Simplex Net is a formal net with the purpose to provide emergency communications training to link communities during emergency and crisis situations, answer questions pertaining to Simplex and emergency communications, and most importantly, practice net operations. Are there any stations with traffic or announcements for this net? Please check in now. When checking and listening for the following information, your call sign using proper phonetics, current location, and you'll see power output on direct. Stations who would like to check in, first letter suffix, alpha through Mike. Please call now.
Here is Whiskey 1 Juliet Zulu Romeo. Gary here in Holyoke once again. And we'll be running the full 200 watts on Simplex.
Here is Whiskey 1, Hotel Yankee November, Jeff, South Hadley, and we'll be on 50 watts tonight.
This is November 1 India Victor Tango, Dan Holyoke. 5 watts.
This is N1 FDC November 1, Foxtrot Delta Charlie, Net Control 4, the N1RLX Emergency Simplex Net. Welcoming you to 100 watts on direct W1 JZR and hello Jeff 50 watts W1HY. Good evening to Dan. 5 watts on direct. He'll be N1 IVTK. Next call group is first letter suffix November through Papa.
Here is November 1 Papa Victor X-Ray Stephen Westfield. We'll be 50 watts tonight. We may need it this weekend.
Here is Kilo Charlie 1, Oscar Victor Romeo, Dave in Southampton, and I'll be 25 watts tonight.
And 1 PVX running 50 this evening, and 25 KC1OVR. Okay, last call group is first letter suffix Quebec through Zulu. Please call now.
Here is WA1WZY Craig in Blandford, 35 watts.
Watch the plan for Greg. WA1WZY. Okay, last call. Are there any stations Alpha through Zulu who'd like to check in to this net? Please call now before we go to Simplex.
This is KC1YUO, Sean Chicopee, 5 watts.
Watts. Network of KC1YUO. Alrighty then. On Simplex, I'll call stations in order that get checked in. Please keep notes of who you can hear and their signal strength. May hear someone better in the winter than in the summer. Also listen for stations that may have missed here on the repeater. We We'll now move the net to 146.55. That's 146.55. Make sure your radio is set to simplex when changing frequencies. The O1RLX emergency simplex net this and every week's makes a DARA for use of the repeater. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie, temporarily signed the 9-4.
I want to turn you out too. Movement, one down the south, back to 1 out.
Why is it flipping? Is this frequency in use? This is frequency in use. This is KCI 77. As I always do before every game begins. This is frequency in use.
Frequency in use is this frequency in use. Nothing heard. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie. My name is Phil, Net Control Station 4. CN1RLX. For the following stages, starting with W1JR. W1FCC. W1JZR answering the call. And, full scale. You got a different radio tonight. Sound. Negative. Save. Oh, I'll get back to you on that at the end of it. Thanks for being with me. You're also full scale here. All right. This is N1SCS. You are full scale. Internet control this evening. Right, what? Who do you hear, Dan? Over to you, sir. This is N1SCC. I got you all 7 bars. Over the river and up the hill. All right, thanks for being with us. Yeah, let's see who is next. N1PVX. Yeah, David didn't take. Not quite, 40 over. N1IBT and full scale. So that's what I've got so far.
Now they would.
I was going to play with the mic gain a little bit, and it was not an expensive microphone. It's not stock, so I'm not expecting a lot, but not crackling is a good thing. Alrighty, we're going to keep on moving along here. KC1OVR, 25 watts. This is N1FCC MCS.
X1 at 30.
Breaking news.
Can you signal to?
This is N1F.
EL
They got you 7 bars.
127.3.
Evening. Thanks for being with us. Next, what's something else, Blanford? WA1 WZY, W1 WZY. This is N1 FDC NCS. Over to you.
Okay, N1 FTC WA1 WZY. Now fill your 8 bars. W1 JZR 7 bars. W1 HYN Jeff 6. N1 IBC 6. N1 CDX 8 bars. N1 OVR 5 bars. And that's what I got.
WA1 WZY, this is N1 FDC NCS. Perfect signal. Full deflection here into net control. You must have some good elevation over in that direction. Next, KC1 YUO, KC1 YUO. Hey, copy in that, Sean. Over to you, sir.
20. I will be clear and a CAD will suffice. If you could also open and close me a medical mental follow-up for Carol and her husband, Russell Miller.
First time he spoke, he was literally in my backyard. KC1 YUO, KC1 YUO. This is N1 FDC NCS. That's strange. Are there any late check-ins for this net? Call N1 FDC. Are there any comments or questions for the night?
AB1
We're going to try KC1 YUO. KC1 YUO. This is N1 FDC. I couldn't make out who it was. Yes, you could relay because I didn't hear anything.
Station with a comment, try it again, WA1WZY.
I love WA1WZY. All the way from Blanford.
I'm not copying him now.
I was able to get it on both of the radios.
Thank you for the relay. Okay, one last call. Questions, comments, or late check-ins. Call N1 FDC.
Nothing heard.
Yeah, nothing heard. So a good net this evening. Wish I had a little bit more chatter on the info net. But 12 check-ins, which is very good, and 7 here. Thank you one and all. This has been a regular session at the N1RLS Emergency Simplex Net. This is November 1, Foxtrot, Delta Charlie closing this net. Be listening for everybody next week, or hopefully during the week. Take care all. This is N1 FTC. I'm going to be monitoring here in the 9-4 for a little bit.
W1JZR, this is Mike calling. Just make sure I have one back tomorrow.
Things all and around. Right now, meteorologist Jimmy Branch here. Thank you for joining us for the Wednesday evening's nets. I am meteorologist James Branch here. And I would like to conclude the Wednesday evenings. I was trying to give you a little update. Now, if you're just joining us, This week it's gonna get very, 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 very cold. Um, uh, as we go throughout the day, hopefully we'll be better. Keeping an eye on a very powerful winter storm. There's a winter storm watch up from West Virginia to North Carolina to South Carolina to Georgia, and then it's going to continue all the way through even almost the entire state of Texas is under a winter storm watch, which includes to say a major city up Amarillo, Dallas, Fort Worth, and even down to over Houston, Austin, and not under the winter storm watch, but under the extreme cold watch is over Laredo. Also, New Mexico, even a little bit of Arizona. We don't see Arizona getting under a winter storm watch, but today they do. Especially, and then up north, even winter storm watches. I think it's going to continue all the way. There is an extreme cold warning for that area. Now we have to watch for the extreme cold warning for Vermont, New Hampshire, and me as we talk to the big storm team, ESP laptop. There's that last batch of storminess that we had earlier in Springfield, which is some good news, but obviously they rained down the snow, maybe rain down a little bit more tomorrow. Over towards the Southwick, Woodrow area, and over towards where. Tomorrow, it is a not tomorrow. Saturday is a first alert day for the extreme cold. We have an extreme cold watch in effect for Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. We are going to then move on to another first alert day, also for the extreme cold, on Sunday. Then we turn our attention to yet another first alert day for Monday for the extreme cold, and Tuesday yet another first alert weather day for the extreme cold. But Sunday, in between first alert weather days, we have winter storm. Alright, I gotta check my YouTube page because I actually do not know what name winter storm it is. Winter storm Betterman. Okay. Hope to see you at during the hour. 3 parts, maybe 4 parts. Obviously, we will also potentially be live on our weather trackers with no audio. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye bye.